Hi everyone. So today we are going to solve Leetcode daily challenge, problem number 2256, minimum average difference. In this problem, what we have to do essentially is we have to find out the average between two sides, let's say left side and a right side. For example, if your pointer is at index 0, which means the value 2. So the average for this will be like 2 is the number, of course. So 2, and how many numbers do we have? Is 1, right? So 2 by 1, and we are going to subtract out the sum of all these numbers slash the number of elements, like divided by the number of elements. Similarly, if we move ahead, like the pointer moves ahead to the second element, which is fifth, we are gonna take the sum of the first two elements, take the average, which means simply divide that by the number of elements, and we are going to subtract out the sum of number of elements on the right hand side divided by the number of elements. Okay, and we have to figure out the index at which the average difference was minimum. Okay, so the first thing which I noticed in this problem is like we have to compute the sum again and again if we traverse through the given numbers. So to do that and to optimize a bit on that part, I'm going to use the prefix sum approach in which we keep the sum in a separate array. So it's going to look something like this. For example, I'll take an additional element 0. So basically, what we do is we take the first element and we assume that we had a 0 at the first, and we're going to sum that. So it's going to be 0, comma 2. Similarly, we'll move ahead. We'll pick 5 was the element, and the previous element to that was 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. Sorry, 7. Similarly, we are on 3, and the previous element was 7. So it's going to get 10, and so on. Okay. Now to you know, get the sum of left hand side. For example, what we're doing over here is we were taking the sum on the left hand side, right? So what we can do is we can simply pick the element at which our pointer was. So for example, if we are at the first index, so at the first index, like we'll eliminate this part, like this 0. We'll at the first index we had 7, right? 7, and we're gonna obviously take the index of this plus 1, which is gonna be 2, and to get the sum of all the elements on the right, what I'm going to do is, for example, in this case, the last element, like the sum till the last element, 27. So I'm going to take 27 and I will minus 7 over here, like minus 7 from this. Okay. Why? Because we are taking this part, like till this point in our left subset, and after that, we will take that in the right one, right? So it's going to look something like this, right? So this will be the average at, let's say, this first index. Okay, so let's start working towards the solution. So I'm initializing a prefix sum with 0, and I will take one extra element to to represent the 0 at the first element. So 0 as the first element, and to make the computation simple, basically. And number of elements in the given array is correct. Now comes preparing the prefix sum part, which which just discussed. So I will take index an element from enumerate and nums, and we can simply say that prefix sum of index plus one. So I'm doing index plus one as we were taking 0 as a first element to ease out the computation, and we will do prefix underscore sum index plus the element which we are at, right? So this particular loop will give you the prefix sum of the given array. Okay. Next comes the part where we want to calculate the minimum average. So to do that, I will use two additional variables over here, and I'm going to assign that with the infinite value, so that any lesser value gets what do you say, like gets detectable. Okay, and the index at which the minimum difference will we will be storing that in min index variable. Okay. So next comes the part where I'll be just iterating through the prefix sum, and we'll follow the exact same approach what we discussed about, like how we calculated the sum of the left part and the right part, and we took the average at all. Okay. So to do that, I'll just simply traverse the prefix prefix sum from first index till the last, because at zeroth index we were taking that extra element for the computation, right? And now I'm just uh, getting the values which I want in two separate variables, so that it the main formula don't get cumbersome or cluttered, sorry. And average difference, like this is the main part where we are calculating the average difference, in which we want to take the absolute part, because it is mentioned over here. The absolute difference of two numbers in the absolute is the absolute value of their differences. Okay, so we don't want the numbers to be in the negative. Okay, and first thing which we wanted to do is we wanted to you know to do the calculations for the left part, and the elements over here represent the sum till the index we are looking at. Okay, and I want a base division of index plus one. Because, for example, till this point, if you logically say, not from the Python programming perspective, these are the two elements, right? But you'll get index as one at this point, right? So I'm just simply adding one over here. Okay. Next comes a part where we want to subtract out the right sub part, right? And to do that, we have already got you know, the sum of the right sub part in this variable. So we will simply just take this variable, and we'll take the difference between the length. For example, if there were six elements in the array and we are at second element, okay, so it simply means there are, the left subpart had four elements. So I'll do that. Numslen minus index minus one. Okay. Okay, so there is one corner case which I can think of right now is if this value gets zero, right, and this gonna basically conflict with the division method in Python, and we cannot do a division with a zero as a denominator, right? So let's solve that, and I'll just simply take the max of 0, comma 1, because obviously, like if it's the one, it's gonna be the same result. Okay. Now I'll simply say if the current difference is less than minimum average, then I'll simply update my minimum average to average diff and minimum index to the index. And at the last, we just want to return the minimum index. Okay. So let's see if the test case we got. Yeah, yeah, we passed all the test cases. Like there were only two. Yeah, it worked fine for those. Let's submit the solution. Yeah, so the submission got accepted successfully, and I think we can optimize it a bit more in the loops, but still, I think we performed decent. So thanks for watching the video, and stay tuned for the next ones. Thank you.